Merry Christmas, boys. What a good day to be alive. Opening day is probably my second favorite day of the year. My mom and dad's birthdays, so it's my third favorite day. But we're coming live from Canton Local here in Canton, Baltimore. And this is, what is this, 27th of March. And it is, without a doubt, a very special and emotional day for all of us baseball fans. So before we begin our day here at Canton Local, and we will have the owner room Bryce a little bit later. We're going to go ahead and just chug a beer to start the year. And I'm going to qualify right now. I'm doing a twisted tea because every year that I've done this, we have lost. And I've done a domestic beer. So I'm just going to go straight to twisted tea. Giddy up.
Cheers, y'all.
So damn
That's a good way to get started.
Oh,
Man. Some local merch.
Yes, we do. Canton Local hat, Canton Local shirt on, Brian. Come
where are
check
they
them out.
located? What street? What cross street's that?
We're on the cross street of Fate and Decker.
Fate and Decker.
Fate and Decker, yeah. Come check out opening day here. Stay for a while. Watch the Terps game tonight. It's going to be an awesome day here in Canton. Yes, Joe, we are together, but we're across the room from each other because when we were sitting next to each other, there was a lot of echo stuff going on. So we kind of improvised. So
Together but
that's
separate.
what's going on.
Same, but different.
They don't have they could have been together, but I can't walk them through all this stuff right now.
Brooks is our tech guy, and he's about.
Oh, Dusty didn't get there till he's driving up from Ocean City, so he was there at 10:40.
Yeah, it was it was last minute. But anyway, welcome to the show, guys. Today we're going to have a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to do our Orioles predictions. We're going to do our baseball season predictions throughout the league. We're going to go through our division winners. We're going to pick the rookies of the year, our Cy Young favorites, MVP favorites. And we're each going to pick a World Series matchup. That way we can track all of this stuff throughout the year and see who's doing well, who's not doing well, because obviously all of us aren't going to pick all of the right things. We're going to go through a couple other things, how the Orioles rotation is starting out this season in terms of the order and what we would expect the rotation to look like moving throughout the season. We're going to do our predictions on Orioles-specific awards, some of the team MVPs, breakout players, that kind of stuff. And then at the end, we'll talk about the Terp stuff that's going on, which has been really frustrating over the course of the last 24 hours. If you're a Terps fan on Twitter, it's been not fun to watch. And then we'll talk some NFL stuff. Russell Wilson is a Giant. Stephon Diggs is a Patriot. So I want to touch on that stuff just briefly because it is opening day. After all, we don't have to talk about football today. Where do you guys want to start? Do you want to go through the divisions first?
I want to
have anything to say before
let's
we start.
Let's answer Sean here. Let's answer Sean here before we start.
Orioles homers today over under 4. That's a lot.
That's under.
That's a lot. That's a lot for both teams.
That is a lot, but I mean, I can see the boys coming out firing in Toronto.
I mean, Mounties go for a couple in Toronto.
Barrios. I mean, I don't think Barrios doesn't impress me very much. So, but 4 is a lot. I would say the under if I'm betting here, but I mean, historically, remember last year. I don't know if we had 4 on opening day last year. Maybe that was the second game. We had a bunch.
I think the second game we had 14 runs or something like that.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah.
Well, I have 2 things real quick. One, the pick to click for me today is Tyler O'Neill. I think he's hit home runs on opening day the last 4 seasons.
5. This would be 6. Yeah.
Adley had one last. Adley was 5 for 5 last year, right?
And then my second thing is Boston. My second thing is we come into Canton Local, Dusty and I are getting set up, and I was like, Bryce, can we get some merch to represent your business? And is it odd that he gave me Toronto Blue Jays colors? What is this? Bullshit.
He's really excited about it. You can't see him; he's off screen. But Adley kills Barrios. I love that. I love hearing that.
I love hearing that.
I want Adley to get off to a hot start this year, especially after he finished last year a little colder.
I expect him to. He did last year too. I mean,
he's too good. Which is too
we'll
good.
We'll get into that once we get into the game, I guess.
Yeah.
I think we just kind of get right into it, go through divisions. You guys want to do American League first or National League first? How do you want to do it?
Let's go through the National League first, since the American League means a little bit more, and I feel like the National League is a little bit more top heavy.
Okay, we'll go east to west, and we'll start in the National League. I'm gonna let Brian go first. Brian, NL East. Do you guys want me? By the way, do you want me to put up the DraftKings odds for the odds for the divisions or no?
Nah,
okay,
I think we're good.
We can go through them.
You
Quickly.
can say them. You can say them.
Braves and Phillies and Mets are the teams that everyone's looking out for. The Nationals and the Marlins are way down there. Braves at +110, Phillies at +215, and Mets at +240 to win this division. So those are the teams I would imagine you guys are going to be picking between. What are you guys thinking about this? Brian, we'll start with you, and then we'll go to Brooks, and then I'll go.
I like the Phillies. I just like the Phillies. I like the moxie. I like the experience. A couple guys won a World Series. I'm gonna go with the Phillies. I understand the Braves have a lot of guys who won the World Series, but they have a propensity of the last couple of years to absolutely get injured throughout the duration of the year, and they also lost Max Fried.
That was me. Sorry.
Yeah,
it's all good. So I'll take the Phillies.
Yeah, Brooks.
I'm gonna go with the Phillies as well, but I mean this is a toss up between the Mets. Just get too much love for me. Honestly, they weren't great last year. I know they've gotten better over the off season, but they really weren't great until the end last year when they got hot. I guess maybe like second half. I can't remember when they actually started getting hot, but they were pretty average, I feel like, throughout the most of the year. I like the Phillies team, man. They get a breakthrough at some point here. They really do. It's really frustrating because, I mean, I think it was 2 years ago after the Orioles got eliminated, and I was like, even before they got eliminated, I was like, man, they are so hot right now. I don't know who beats them. And then they ran into a buzzsaw in Arizona.
Yeah.
And
Texas. Wait, what?
Arizona.
Oh, okay.
They were up 3-1 on Arizona and then lost 2 in Philly.
Yeah. And then Arizona
back to
lost
back.
to Texas. Yeah. You're right. They went to the World Series the year before that too and lost to Houston.
Yeah.
And when Jeremy Pena had that awesome run for them in Houston. I'm going with Atlanta. I'm going to go with Atlanta here just to be different, I guess. I think adding Ronald Acuna Jr. and Spencer Strider back to this team that was already pretty good last year. Those are two giant upgrades, obviously. Ronald Acuna, when he's healthy, one of the top 10 players in the league. Spencer Strider, one of the best young arms in the league. Obviously, we don't think that they're going to be right back to where they were a couple seasons ago. They're going to have some progressing to do after the injuries. But I'm going to go with Atlanta here, especially if they can get anything like they got out of Chris Sale last year. With Strider and Sale at the top of the rotation, it's going to be tough. I do like your guys' picks with the Phillies. Their rotation, I think, is as deep as anybody in the league, other than the Dodgers are kind of head and shoulders above everyone in that regard in terms of depth, just in the roster in general. But the Phillies, especially the top end of the rotation with Wheeler and Nola, and they traded for Jesus Luzardo. They got Ranger Suarez, who's down there in the bottom half of the rotation, which is crazy because that guy was like 9-0 at one point last year. They've got a lot of stuff, good stuff going on in Philly. So I can see this going either way. I guess. What do you guys?
That was a toss up.
What do you guys feel about the Mets? Because none of us picked the Mets, and their top of their lineup is Lindor, Soto, Brandon Nimmo, Pete Alonso, Mark Vientos, Jeff McNeil. I mean, this is a real stacked lineup. The problem is their pitching staff, right?
I said my piece on them. I just think it's a toss up between, like, for me, I picked the Braves last year, and then they had all the injuries. Everyone's coming back besides Fried. You think Matt Olson would have a bounce back year, and like I said about the Mets, I just don't think they were that. I mean, they were pretty average last year. They stayed in the race, and I almost feel like they were. The only reason they stayed in the race is because the Phillies and the Braves didn't pull away that much. And the Braves were because of injury. And I don't know. And the Phillies let them hang around in the second half because the Phillies were hot as hell. If you remember, we played the Phillies right before the All-Star break, and everyone was like, this could be the World Series matchup.
Yeah, I do remember that. And then we traded Austin Hayes over there. which was awesome. The other two teams in this division, Marlins, we don't have to talk about. They're going to be probably one of the worst teams in the league, if not the worst. I would imagine they're going to be selling off the assets that they do have throughout the season. And the Nats, I think they could be frisky. Dylan Cruz and James Wood, pretty good players over there. They traded for Nathaniel Lowe from Texas, who's been a steady first baseman, but I don't think they have the talent, especially in the rotation as of right now, to compete with especially these three juggernauts in this division. I just don't see them making a ton of noise. Although I do like them. I think they'll improve from last year.
I think their best asset's that big fish that goes over whenever someone hits a home run. Maybe we could sell that, get some money, and buy a player. Be cool.
Man, Derek Jeter saw the writing on the wall down there.
Yeah,
and got out.
There's no walls, so
yeah, right. They're murals. It's all murals down there.
Saw the writing, on the glass. All right. Okay, NL Central will be our next division, and honestly, both of the Central divisions are kind of really difficult for me because I can see any of the 5 teams winning the NL Central. Obviously,
why don't you go first?
Yeah, the favorites here.
Did you see the favorite? Are you
Chicago
surprised?
plus 135? I do.
Oh, we're doing NL. We're doing NL.
NL. NL. Chicago plus 135. Brewers plus 260. Reds, Cardinals, Pirates all between plus 500 and plus 700. I don't necessarily love the Cardinals. I think they're probably going to be selling. I know they already got rid of Goldie. I think Arenado could be on the move. I think Ryan Helsley, their awesome closer, could be on the move. So I don't love them. Pittsburgh, I really liked going into the season, but now we know that their number 2 starter, what's his name, Jones.
Jones. He's going to miss 6 weeks.
So he's not throwing for 6 weeks, so he's going to be missing a lot more time than 6 weeks. That's a big blow to them, and also
catch you at the break.
Yeah. We'll see at the break. I'm going with the Brewers. The Brewers have been wildly consistent despite the fact that they don't have a lot of the top end names that you would expect. They just find ways to win. Last year, they won 94 games. I mean, I don't know how many guys you can name on the Brewers, but it's not a lot. And
Bernie.
And they still just continue to win games. They have like a pitching factory over there. They just get guys that can eat innings. And this Jackson Torrio dude is the truth. I expect the Brewers to be good, and Yelich moving to a more of a DH role full time, I think will help him stay healthier. And if he's healthy, he's been amazing. I mean, last year he only played like 80 or 100 games, and he was incredible in those games.
They're the National League version of the Tampa Bay Rays to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And they just keep winning. And yeah, we'll see how the rotations shakes out this year. But that's my pick. What do you guys have?
Brooksy, go ahead, man.
Oh man, I really want to pick the Reds again because I do it every year. And they got Tito's first year,
Tito, baby.
but I can't. I gotta go with the Cubs here. I think one more year with what's his name? Why am I blanking on his name? Craig Counsell as manager. They got Kyle Tucker over there. They got a little bit better. So I just think they got another pitcher there, and I can't remember who off the top of my head. You might have said him.
They improved their bullpen. They got Ryan Presley. They got
Presley.
Frazier. They got a bunch of bullpen arms over there.
So
I'm traded for Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go. So I'm gonna go with the Cubs just because I think they got. I think they probably have. I don't know, man. Just give me the Cubs. I'm in between 3 teams here. I don't even know.
Yeah,
I can't pick the Reds. I can't keep picking the Reds.
You mentioned Tito, and I like Tito's.
Fair.
And also, you're a chicken, and Tito likes to put fried chicken in the dugout, like we've heard from the Boston Red Sox. Give me the fucking Reds, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Let's go.
Good for you.
I want them to go.
I love that.
And honestly, I can see
about Cincinnati is Skyline Chili. I don't like Skyline Chili. That's the only thing I hate about Cincinnati right now.
Yeah.
And also, dude, did you guys see what I sent in the group chat? They do an opening day parade every single year, and the streets are mobbed.
An opening day parade here might lead. We had an opening day parade here one time. It was called the Riots. We don't want to have that again.
Jesus Christ,
well,
Brian.
I mean, it looked awesome.
Oh man. One thing I will say about the Reds, LA De La Cruz had like 70 stolen bases last year and has the potential to hit 40 plus homers and has an absolute hose. watch out for that guy. Potential sleeper MVP kind of guy with the potential he has there. If the Reds are good, watch out. Yeah. All right, let's go out west. And these odds are crazy. The Dodgers are minus 500 to win the West.
Do we even need to ask this question?
Look, Arizona, the Padres, San Francisco, all teams I can see making the playoffs. There's just no way anybody's going to catch this Dodgers team. I honestly think they can break baseball this year. I'm sorry I'm going first again, but I mean, this is too easy. I have to take the Dodgers here. I actually really like this NL West, and I think 3 of these teams at least have a chance to literally make the World Series because anything can happen in the playoffs. But this Dodgers team is just fucking loaded. So
if you took anybody other than the Dodgers, I was going to ask how you sleep at night. So
I can't. Do I want to take them? No, I want to take somebody else and say like, ha. Wait, if something happens where they just play like shit, but I just can't in good conscience do it.
I mean, let's at least mention the other teams, right? San Diego is really good. They have
San Francisco's improving.
Jackson Merrill, who's coming off a huge year. Machado was injured at the beginning of last year and finished hot. Bogarts had a down year last year. You can expect a bounce back from him. They still have Michael King, Dylan Cease. And they still have a really good squad there. Arizona kind of took a step back last year after their World Series run the year before, and I think a lot of that was attributed to Corbin Carroll, who had a terrible first half last year and kind of figured it out once he got healthy towards the end of the year. He's kind of the spark plug in that team. So and also they add Corbin Burns in the offseason. And addition by subtraction, Jordan Montgomery's getting Tommy John, so they don't have to deal with his 7.5 ERA this year.
Remember when the Orioles fans and Jason Lockenfora were hell bent?
Oh my god,
it's a good day, dude. We're going positive here.
Yeah.
I know. I can't bring up JLC right now.
Speaking of positives, the Giants have a good squad over there, and they added Willie Adames, who's one of the best shortstops in the league. So
yeah, it really is.
Yeah, I mean, it's just they did a really good job over there. The Rockies are the Rockies; they're not going to make any noise. But there's a lot of good teams and a lot of good talent in the NL West. It's just a shame that they're stuck behind the Dodgers.
Verlander to the Giants. They've added a couple pieces. It's the first full year with Posey as their. I guess he's what's his title? The president of baseball operations
EVP or something, right?
Yeah,
Executive Vice
President, something like that.
He's the czar of sports.
He's a sheik.
So whatever he is, but it's his first full year. So, who knows? I mean, but after the Dodgers, who knows?
Yeah,
the Dodgers are just so stacked. When a 2-time or 3-time Cy Young Award winner might not even pitch half the season for you, it's ridiculous. And they went out and got 3 arms that would be frontline starters for the Orioles.
Yeah. We'll go to while we're staying in the NL, we'll go to Rookie of the Year and do the awards for the NL. Rookie of the Year odds: Roki Sasaki plus 250. He's the overwhelming favorite. Well, I guess not overwhelming because Dylan Cruz plus 300 right behind him, and Matt Shaw plus 400 right behind him. I'm going to go down the board a little bit. I'm going to go. You guys go first. Do you have anything here?
I'm going to try to go short and sweet here because I know we got a lot of awards to go through. And we got other things to talk about. So I want to kind of speed this up. But Dylan Cruz,
I like.
Yeah,
Nats.
I'm on Dylan Cruz as well.
All right. I'm gonna go Bubba Chandler. He pitches for the Pittsburgh Pirates, AAA affiliate, and I think he's gonna get an opportunity with Jarrett Jones being out. So I think I'm gonna go with him. He's plus 1,000. He's just below the top guys here. I like Dylan Cruz pick, and obviously Sasaki can be great as well. Cy Young Award winner. These odds are a little bit different here, and obviously we'll probably have a little bit more knowledge about these guys because we've seen them pitch before. Paul Skeens plus 300. That is crazy. Zach Wheeler plus 750. He's been chasing that Cy Young. He's been in the top it seems like 5 years in a row, but just can't get the win. Chris Sale winning last year. Blake Snell was the best pitcher in the league in the second half of last year, but didn't pitch early in the year because he signed that contract super late. And then Corbin Burns going back to the NL side. Who do you guys have on the Cy Young Award? I'm going to go last here because I'm still catching up, tracking who we picked.
Brooksy, go ahead.
Skeens.
Wow. All right. Well,
I can't pick against the dude.
All right.
Hearing that glove pop when we were in spring training, it's a different noise.
Now he's added a cutter.
Yeah. I'm going to be different here just to be different. I'm taking Snell because he was so good last year at the end. And I think the Dodgers are going to be that good where he's going to get a ton of wins and go a little bit deeper into games maybe. But we'll see. I'm going to go Snell. I know Skeens is the overwhelming favorite here. So
you always got to be the contrarian. It's just Brooksy and I feel the same.
I have to. Look, we can't all just pick the same thing. It'd be the most boring podcast ever.
Well, we're all friends. We don't have to just. We all have the same mindset. But I mean, there are times where
I don't know.
John's going to the Final Four.
Look, he could take a line drive off the ankle and miss a month, and then you guys are screwed. So whatever.
True. I mean, I agree, but I mean, it's one of those things like between the Dodgers and Skeens are. I just, in good faith, I can't pick against them.
Okay.
If they pitch or they play the way they're supposed to play. They're the overwhelming favorite for a reason. So yeah. MVP in the National League. Interesting. Shohei Ohtani plus 170. Plus 170 to win the MVP. Coming off a 50-50 season, and he's going to pitch at borderline Cy Young caliber level this year. On top of that, it's going to be hard to pick against him. Who do you guys like here? Juan Soto, Fernando Tatis, Mookie Betts, Kyle Tucker, Bryce Harper, Ellie De La Cruz, other names among a plethora of guys in the National League. Who do you guys have here?
I have Ken Caminiti.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
No, I'm going to go with Shohei. I have to. It's too evident because he's going to do a double. He's going to do dual threat again. And he's not going to be able to win the Cy Young. I'm not going to let him pitch enough. But
he's the most valuable player because, I mean, not only because like he's top 3 to 5 hitter and pitcher. So I mean,
now the only hesitation I have about picking him is once again what we kind of talked about with like the NBA MVP, what we talked about with Lamar Jackson MVP. Is there voter fatigue?
I don't think there will get voter fatigue with him, just because he does both. I think, and people were saying it last year. You can't not pick him because he just makes too big of a difference on both sides of the ball. So how can you not pick him? Unless he gets hurt and can't play at all for majority of the season or half the season or whatever. That's the only reason I can see. And God forbid that happens. But that's the only reason I can see. I mean,
Joe says Sandy gets the Cy Young in Miami. Joe, I can guarantee you this. If Sandy is pitching at a Cy Young caliber level a month into the season, he will not be in Miami.
I don't think he's going to be in Miami even if he's not. Yeah. I mean,
he could have a 4-5 through the first 10 games. And
as long as he's healthy, he's not going to be in Miami by the All-Star break or by the trade deadline, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
So, Brooks, are you going Ohtani as well? Or was that your pick?
Yeah, it's just another one where I can't not do it. I mean,
yeah.
It's too evident. I want to go contrarian. I want to play devil's advocate, but it's just too much.
I think I picked Bryce last year just because I was like, all right, maybe Bryce will come out and get hot and now it hit Ohtani, but obviously we saw that didn't happen. So
he was great, but he missed a couple, maybe 2 or 3 weeks of the season, and that kind of just tanks your MVP odds. You have to basically be healthy the whole year unless you're doing something crazy special.
Yeah.
And I was this close to taking Ellie De La Cruz because I really think this is the breakout year. Plus with the Reds, I believe having a great year with Tito Francona being the manager, give us really at the helm of the ship.
Yeah.
But I just can't pull the trigger because Ohtani's now going to pitch.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard. I mean, I wouldn't. How can you pick against him? I mean, if he does both that at that level on both sides of the ball, he is the most valuable player.
Yeah. I really, it sucks the last couple weeks have happened because I really wanted to take Mookie this year. I thought Mookie was just in that lineup. He kind of gets forgotten because they have so many stars, but the stuff that's come out with him health-wise over the last couple weeks, it's kind of scaring me off of him a little bit. I guess I got to go the same way. I like Tatis here. I think Tatis Platinum Glove 2 years ago showed signs of the offense coming back last year. I think he could have a really, really good year for the Padres, especially with that lineup constructed the way it is. But it's foolish to bet against Ohtani at this point. If he doesn't get hurt, he's almost a shoo-in for this award, based on how big of an impact he has on the team. So it sucks that we're all going chalk here. But I think we're going to have a little bit differing opinions when we get to the American League. We will save who's going to win the National League. We'll save that for the end of our baseball rundown, and we'll go to the American League now, if that's okay with you guys. Is that cool with y'all?
Do you want to do Manager of the Year? No, we can absolutely skip past
that. Let's. We have a couple of baseball topics that we're going to talk about briefly at the end of this. So let's just save that for then. Cool. But yeah. I know you're probably going to beat the Tito Francona drum there, right?
Once again, I like Tito's and I like chicken. And
yeah, I'd rather be drinking Tito's. All right, do you guys want to start in the East or the West? How do you guys want to do the American?
Let's save the East for last.
Okay. So we'll go West, Central, East. The AL West this year is super interesting. Another one of these crazy divisions with three really good teams and a couple teams that aren't very good. The Sacramento Athletics, the Los Angeles Angels, we're just hoping to see healthy Mike Trout. We're hoping to see the Athletics. I don't know what we're hoping to see out of them, honestly. But the Seattle Mariners have one of the best pitching staffs in the league. They have 5 bona fide top end starters in their rotation, but a very lackluster offense last year, especially. Texas Rangers won the World Series 2 years ago and then had kind of a season from hell last year. A lot of people got hurt. A lot of people underperformed. Evan Carter, who was like a big part of their playoff run, who I think one of us picked at least to win AL Rookie of the Year last year, ended up not even making the team out of spring training this year. Really tough go of it for him.
He had a good spring too, which is interesting.
Yeah. And then we have the old adage, the Houston Astros, who made 7 straight ALCSs until last year was the first time they got bounced before that. But yeah, who do we have in this division? I think the top 3 are the picks here. Brian, let's go to you, and then Brooks, and then I will go.
I will take the Fighting Sean Barlettas of the Seattle Mariners. I think they actually turned it around this year and actually find a way to find a baseball bat when they go into the batter's box. That'd be really cool.
They should just hire.
They do that,
right?
Do something cool. They just hired the Orioles guys, didn't they?
I have no idea.
If they go up there with a fungo bat, they probably win the AOS. But we'll see. So Barletta, I'm on your side this year.
Yeah, they kind of figured out at some point. I mean, they have like guys that are decent, like
Randy, Julio.
I know it just doesn't make any sense.
They should have signed Pete Alonso. I just don't know why they did.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like they made offers. They basically made the same offer from what came out on. Who knows if it's true or not? But then you got to move across the country, and sounded like Alonso wanted to stay with the Mets anyway.
You could anyway married to British Columbia. I mean, or Vancouver, or whatever Vancouver, British Columbia. Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you want to go to Seattle? You got Space Needle, a ton of homeless people.
They throw fish all the time,
and they throw fish. It's great. Why wouldn't you want to go to Seattle?
With that being said, I think the Rangers have a bounce back year this year. I think if Seager's healthy, seems like everybody else is healthy that has been hurt over the past year or so. I know they lost Scherzer and DeGrom is back healthy. From who knows if he stays healthy all season, but give me the Rangers. Too much turnover in Houston, I think.
I'm with you on the Rangers. Just quickly on Seattle, they did extend big dumper Cal Raleigh, their catcher, right. Their all-star catcher. 6 years, $105 million, I believe it was off the top of my head. It could be a little bit different.
This guy have a huge ass. Why is he called Big Dumper?
He's got a huge ass, dude. He's a catcher with a huge ass. They call him Big Dumper.
I think it's so funny because if you guys remember in Summer Catch, in Summer Catch with what's his name? I can't. Billy Brubaker. When he's sitting there, it's like Miles has got a nice pooper. y'all watch Miles. Miles got a nice pooper.
I stopped watching that movie when that guy came out with that flame glove, that picture,
Oh
like the antagonist. I was like,
he burns down the concession stand later in the movie. Ryan Dunn plays the hero. Yeah.
This is interesting from Joe here. I didn't know that Seattle's AA is in Arkansas. I feel like that's out of the way.
Arkansas Travelers. Because they're traveling.
They travel. They're traveling.
They be traveling.
But yeah, Big Dumpers hit 30 home runs 2 years in a row and is one of the best defensive catchers in the league. I think if you look at that contract,
super underrated.
Yeah, if you look at that contract, you're going to see something similar to what Adley Rutschman may get extended if the Orioles ever decide to do that. I know we were talking about maybe that potentially happening earlier in the offseason. It seems like that's not happening right now. But anyway, I'm sticking with Texas too, Brooks. There's too much talent in this roster. I think Wyatt Langford is amazing. I think Adolis Garcia bounces back after a rough year. Corey Seager and Marcus Semien are amazing. Josh Young is amazing. Jonah Heim was one of the best catchers in the league 2 years ago. Had a rough year last year, but expecting them to bounce back. And if DeGrom stays healthy, even 70% of the season, I mean, those are just wins whenever he pitches.
And they spend money, man. If they need somebody, they feel like they're in a race, they'll go get somebody.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so 2 for Texas there and 1 for Seattle. No love for the favorites, the Astros.
I know,
who are going to be great because
they're gonna end up winning it. They're gonna end up winning the division.
It's just so
time for decline. It's time for decline.
You would think.
This for me is the most difficult division to pick, the AL Central,
every year,
because there are 4 teams all within. So plus 210, the Twins are favored. Everyone else is within.
Are you shocked by that,
right
or
next
what?
to each other. The Royals, Tigers, and Guardians plus 270, plus 270, plus 300. Am I shocked by it? A little bit, honestly.
Are you shocked the Twins are the favorite over the Royals
or the Tigers? I mean,
the Tigers, yeah.
I mean, I am a little shocked, but I mean, Correa only played like 80 games last year and put up like 4 WAR. Buxton never plays full season, so we can't expect much out of him. I totally agree with you, Brooks. I think the Royals and the Tigers in my head are clearly above the Twins and the Guardians. I love the Guardians because I love Clase and I love Jose Ramirez, but I don't love the rest of their roster. I'm going to pick the Royals here just because I think they have the best rotation and they have the star power with Bobby Witt Jr. I love Salvi as the captain. I like some of the moves they made this offseason, improving their roster, getting Jonathan India in there. So I'm going to take the Royals here. I think Bobby Witt Jr. wins. I'm going to bury the lead here. I think Bobby Witt Jr. has a great year.
Okay.
There you go.
Shit. I never get this division right. And it's the set. Both these central divisions are so hard to pick. And everyone's so scrappy in both these divisions. I mean, there's really only 1 or 2 teams in both NL and AL Central that you can say like are probably out of it. But give me Detroit.
Give you Detroit. I like it.
I don't. I mean, I could pick whatever I pick. I don't like in this division. So
I don't hate it at all. I think they're going to be good. Brian,
if they had Bregman, I'd be a whole lot more confident.
I know, and they wanted him bad.
For me, this comes down to an NFL adage: take the team with the best quarterback. I'm taking the baseball team with the best player in that division. And that is Bobby Witt Jr. So I am taking the Royals.
All right. Kansas City. That's 2 for KC. I like that.
I wanted to take it. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. But all right. Last division is our home division, and this is going to be a tough one too. Yankees are the favorites plus 160. Orioles second plus 265. Boston Red Sox, who are getting a ton of love at plus 300. Just give me the White Sox. Yeah. Tampa Bay Rays at plus 700, who Jeff Passan has been jerking off for a while.
Joe, there's a better chance of Arkansas basketball winning the AL Central than the Chicago White Sox.
By the way, the Chicago White Sox division odds are 250 to 1 just to win the division.
Jesus Christ.
I know we got past the West already, but I just thought of this. Did you see that they're bringing up that guy I see bringing up, it hasn't played a minor league game. He's starting the year.
For the A's?
For the A's.
Ryan he's going to be playing at a minor league field. He's going to be feeling right home.
What are you, for the Angels?
Oh, I thought you meant for the A's. Sorry.
No.
Well, that's awesome.
Maybe I said A's, but I meant the Angels.
The Angels are notoriously like super aggressive with their prospects and just bring them up with very limited experience. So it doesn't surprise me, but that's crazy. He hasn't played a minor league game.
Last one that did that was Crochet during COVID.
Jesus.
So it's interesting to say.
I remember Dave Winfield. Dave Winfield never played a minor league baseball game. He went right to the pros.
The only guy, a pitcher like that I can see that could have done that, besides like I know King Felix basically did that.
Yeah.
Is Skeens. Skeens would have been ready to go out of college.
Oh yeah. He could have pitched. He could have gone on 5 days rest and just pitched for the Pirates the next day after LSU.
He would have been, and he would have been fine. Like he might have got hit around here and there, but he would have figured it out pretty quickly.
All right, AL East. I went through the odds. The Yankees are still the favorites. Then Orioles, Red Sox, Rays, and Blue Jays in that order. A lot of Rays love, not a lot of Blue Jays love. A lot of Red Sox love. The podcast that I listen to, a lot of people really love this Red Sox team, which doesn't make me feel good. I think the Yankees are very top heavy. I think I don't want to wish injury upon anybody, and I don't want him to get hurt. But I'm just saying, Aaron Judge has had a lot of healthy seasons in a row, and I think if he gets hurt, I think the Yankees are kind of screwed because their pitching staff is already in dire straits. I mean, I know their bullpen's great, and I know they brought in some guys to make up for the Juan Soto loss, but I don't love the Yankees. I like the Red Sox probably more than the Yankees at this point, but I still think the Orioles are the best team in this division, and maybe it's homer bias, whatever. I'm taking the Orioles to win this division. I think we had kind of a season from hell last year, and we still won 91 games. So I'm bullish on the Orioles. Let's go. Give me the O's plus
go through the odds again. Sorry.
Yankees plus 160, Orioles plus 265, Red Sox 3-1, Rays 7-1, Blue Jays 12-1.
Okay. Brian, go ahead. I just needed to hear that again.
I got you. I hate to go against the hometown team because I'm such an Oriole homer, but I love what the Red Sox did. I think their manager has a better hold of the team than our manager. I mean, the fact that Buck Britton is up. By the way, I was watching a game the other day where Buck Britton was being shown on a full-screen graphic as like the AAA minor league player of the week. It was one of those Oriole Classic games. I just don't like it feels like there's an undercurrent for Buck Britton to become the manager. I don't like when you don't have a solid foundation. We have a solid foundation on the field. I don't think we have a solid foundation in the dugout when it comes to the managerial staff. I'm going to go with the Red Sox here, and I begrudgingly say that.
Oh, man. It's so scary that we're sitting here. I think all three of us, I feel like, are between the Red Sox and the Orioles, and none of us think the favorite is going to win the division.
I'm fading them, dude. World Series hangover.
It's super interesting. But I know there's been all the injuries recently, and we all know they're very top heavy. We've seen it. Unless some of their younger guys come and step up, and some of the other guys on the roster step up. I agree. Like the Red Sox are scary, man. Especially if they end up gelling and playing well. They seem like a scrappy little squad.
And I'm a Bregman lover.
Me too. I am too. And we said this at the beginning of the off season that we'd love to go see them go get Bregman throughout the rest of the off season. The more I thought about it, I'm like, there's not really a fit, especially with like these young guys. Or we need to figure out a trade and get some of the young guys out so they're not just sitting there. But yeah, I mean, I just got to go with the Orioles with the depth because I think it's the same thing with the Red Sox. Like, I love all the stuff that they did, but it all hinges on everybody staying healthy. If they're not healthy the entire time, the depth isn't there.
I think their bullpen's scary too for the Red
It
Sox.
is, but again, like I said, like if anything goes wrong, it could be they could be a third place team or a fourth place team because I mean we all know how the Rays are. They always come out.
You can say that about any team, Brooks, and I'm not trying to I'm not trying to shit on anything you're saying,
but I agree.
Health is always the major factor in all this shit.
I agree.
But I understand they don't have great depth. We don't have great depth either. I mean, look at our pitching staff. We just saw Kyle Gibson, for God's
sake. I do think we have great depth. I do think we have great depth. To be honest with you, this is my argument here. I think it's that we have guys lined up. Like we almost have too many guys for too many spots at times. And we also have to remember here that Brad. I still can't believe I'm saying this because I was not expecting this, and I still shouldn't say this, but. They're expecting Bradish to come back at this year towards the end of the year. What they're saying after the All-Star break, but I'm expecting September.
August, yeah.
But like with that going on, Povich, I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Povich. I'm watching Charlie Morton average 94 to 96 in his last spring training outing. Suarez is in the bullpen. There's guys here right now that there's too many. I mean, Suarez being in the bullpen is great for us. We got 2 innings eaters between Morton and Gibson that are just going to go out there and they're so reliable. And there's just guys waiting. I really like that out of us. It sucks for like Kobe Mayo. We saw the comments that he's got to go down, and I don't think would have been successful at the moment either. He hasn't showed it. He hasn't earned it, but he's there. And it's also one of them things where everyone's expecting us to go get Sandy Alcantara at some point this season or hoping that we do. Yeah. But people are going to be dropping their drawers to go fucking get him. Yeah. We got to remember that.
You know who's already dropped his drawers and can't pick him up? It's Giancarlo Stanton because both his arms are falling off his body. That dude can't hold a fork right now, as they said on Pat McAfee yesterday.
Well, I'm just talking about teams in general trying to what they're going to have to give up to get him.
Yeah,
I mean it's just so I just think the depth is there. I don't think our top end stuff is probably as good as like the Yankees at the moment, obviously, because they got Fried but I mean
Judge.
Well, obviously, but I mean there's guys that are just. There's guys that are just hurt. If they were fully healthy, fully stacked, ready to go, I think the top end is better at the moment. Yeah. But I think that we sit in that B area way better than they do. Their A area is probably better. So that's just how I'm playing it. So I'm going to go with the Orioles here. But I just don't think we talk about the Yankees are so top heavy. I think the Red Sox are very top heavy as well. And their top heavy is probably similar to ours.
Push him down and he will fall. He is very top heavy.
It's hard to surf. It's hard to surf when you're very top heavy. It's hard to balance.
All right. American League Rookie of the Year. Who do we like in here? Kobe Mayo and Tomoyuki Sugano are the 2 Orioles in question here. We also have Kumar Rocker and Jack Leiter for the Rangers. We also have Cam Smith. We also have Christian Campbell, who's going to be the starting second baseman, it looks like, for the Red Sox to start the year. Who do you guys like in the AL Rookie of the Year voting?
Can you give us a rundown of like the top 5?
Cam Smith plus 450, Christian Campbell plus 550, Jason Dominguez, who's the Martian, who's going to be the starting left fielder for the Yankees, is plus 600. Roman Anthony, outfield prospect, I believe, or maybe a shortstop prospect for the Red Sox. He's on the Red Sox. I know that. And then Jackson Jobe, who's on the Tigers. Everyone really likes him. And then for the Orioles, Sugano plus 2,500 and Kobe Mayo
Sugano?
Plus 3,000.
Steve.
Yeah. My pick is Steve Sugano, 25-1. He won the Cy Young in Japan last year or 2 years ago. And I think he's going to be in the starting rotation all year long. pretty much no matter what. So I'm just going to bank on that, and hopefully he eats some innings. And if he has less than a 3.5 ERA, I mean, we saw Luis Hill win this award last year with a 3.7, I think. So give me Sugano plus 2,500.
Brooks, go ahead.
I don't think it's going to be one of our guys. What was the other guy? Not Job.
Jason Dominguez.
Smith, Jason Dominguez.
Cam Smith. Cam Smith. Give me Cam Smith.
All right. Cam Smith. Cam Smith reminds me of the golfer Cam Smith.
Yeah.
Except he's black.
Yeah.
That's a distinguishing feature.
And not Australian.
And not Australian.
And not teaming with Fat Perez the week before the Masters in that live golf thing, which is crazy. Anyway, Brian, who you got?
I didn't see that.
Normally rookies of the year come from an upstart team. It's kind of like the comeback player of the year comes from an upstart team. I'm going to go with the Tigers. Weren't crazy good last year, but they were semi decent. I'm going to go with Job.
Jackson Job. I really like that pick, and I think that's going to be a pick that a lot of people are going to be on.
Yeah, I like this Big Town. I mean, I shouldn't say. I think if this were to happen, that'd be awesome. I just don't want Mullins to get hurt. I would love to see him have a career year and have Enrique Bradfield come up in like September and be what's his name for the Royals that haunted us for
Terrence Gore.
Terrence Gore. And
just haunt teams when we get to like September, October.
That name makes me want to vomit.
I know.
I was at a barbecue place in Hattiesburg, Mississippi when Terrence Gore stole 3 bases in like 2 innings.
I was going to say, you didn't hit anything.
I wanted to burn that barbecue joint to the ground with its own coals.
I was working at Oriole Park, actually. I was so fucking mad.
He's so fast.
Couldn't stop. Like, there's nothing you could do.
Yeah.
Nothing.
All right. AL Cy Young Award winner. Top odds here are Scooble, Crochet, Cole Reagans, Logan Gilbert, Jacob deGrom, Framber Valdez, Pablo Lopez, Hunter Brown, Grayson Rodriguez.
What's your pick? What do you got? Who you got?
I'm gonna go last.
We can give odds all day. Who the hell do you fucking like?
I'm going last. I'm just trying to tell you guys names. Who do you have?
I got Cole Reagans.
Cole Reagans, I love it.
Ooh.
Came in 3rd or 4th last year and is definitely the best pitcher on that Kansas City team. And he continues to get better. I like that a lot. Brooks, who do you have?
Give me Schoolboy again.
Yeah. I mean, it's
I'll start again.
It's simple, but it's look, he's playing in that division.
It's just the health thing, man. It's so hard to predict these things because it's always the health thing.
It's always the health. And that's why I didn't take Crochet, because he threw so many innings last year. Can he use that same?
I've got no
the Crochet thing. I don't think he should be in the top 10, let alone second. I don't get it.
He hasn't proven he can stay healthy ever.
Yeah, I don't get it at all.
I saw this Big Town. I was going to bring this up. Mateo is in Toronto.
I'm going to bank on this, and I know this is probably stupid. I'm taking deGrom. If he pitches a full healthy season, he's almost certainly going to win this award.
Oh, I agree. It's another health thing.
Is he going to do it? You know what I mean? So I'm going to take deGrom at 14-1. I just don't think you're going to get this kind of number again if he stays healthy. And I know he's older, and I know he hasn't been healthy, but I'm just going to take him and hope for the best.
I mean, what happens? I mean, you're throwing a flyer out there. If that guy stays healthy, he's without a doubt going to have a 2.4 ERA. He's probably lead the league in strikeouts. Yeah. I mean, and he might even win the damn Triple Crown for pitchers.
Yeah, he could win the MVP.
Yeah.
Speaking of MVPs, I buried the lead earlier, so I'm just going to go now. Aaron Judge, Bobby Witt, Gunnar Henderson, Yordan Alvarez, top 4 in odds. I'm going to take Bobby Witt Jr. I think based on what he did last year and what he's done over the course of his first couple years of his big league career. It's crazy. I know he's plus 380, not great odds there, but he's just so fucking good. And he's only going to get better. So
I'm in.
All right. I am Big Town. You took the words out of my mouth. Mike Trout, boys.
I took him last year.
Give me a full season of Mike Trout.
I love it. Mike Trout 16-1. I'm taking DeGrom. He's taking Trout. We're just taking the bait. We're just taking the bait.
I am.
What's Trout? Trout's probably got good odds right now.
16-1.
I mean, that's better than you'll ever get him.
I hope you're right. By the way, he is.
I love Mike Trout, and I mean he's going. I hate that he's trending in the Griffey situation right now. He's getting in the same mentions with that. I hope this is the year that they hide him and left.
Right.
Maybe DH him a ton more.
Yeah.
And just let him go, man. Just let him fucking swing the bat and steal some bases. I don't even know if they'll let him steal bases anymore. I don't know.
Rogers, who you got?
Oh,
he took Bobby Witt.
Oh, yeah. You're taking Bobby Witt as well?
Oh, yeah. Look, you started talking about him. There's nothing else I'm going to say that needs to be said. I honestly now, after watching all of last year, and we brought this conversation up multiple times during last baseball season, right now I would take Bobby Witt over Adley. I really would.
Over Adley?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I understand.
The draft. And then we might not take him Gunner, and I understand all the transactional stuff that would have happened. But you just take the best player, just like in basketball. Like you just take. I don't care if you already have a great center or a great power forward. Take another power forward. Figure it out.
Yeah. I like Adley at 55-1. I think that's too high. But just because he had a bad half season, he was in the top 5 in odds at the All-Star break last year. I always love Jose Ramirez at 15-1 because he is the most consistent dude in the league. I think he's been in the top 10 in this award like 100 years in a row. And Julio Rodriguez, 20-1. He needs to figure it out at the plate discipline-wise, but that guy's got all the talent in the world. Really like that guy too. So those are a couple guys down the board that I like there too. That's all the awards. The only thing we have left to preview, guys, is World Series matchups. So who do we think is going to go to the World Series? Brooks, let's start with you, and then I'll go, and then Brian, you'll go last.
Got it.
What?
Who over who?
Who over who? Somebody picked they sent it to the group chat. It was Phillies and Orioles, and Phillies over the Orioles. It was one of the big time writers. Rosenstein. Fuck, man. I gotta go with LA. Obviously, it's too stupid not to pick them. I hate to pick them.
Angels or Dodgers?
Dickhead. Man, the AL is just so wide open, man.
It's so wide. I can see 8 teams in the World Series in the American League.
Like, just give me the. I mean, I'm taking the Orioles with the homer basis here because I want to root for them.
Hell yeah.
And I just want them to. I want them to be there. I love that Bradish and Tyler Wells, even though I think Tyler Wells gets a lot of love for half a season that he had. He'll be a great bullpen guy if he comes back this year. I don't know why he's still projected to be. He should be on pace to come back before the All-Star break, but he's on the 60-day DL now. But yeah, that's where I'm at, and I don't love it, and I'm not real confident in it. So,
who's winning the series?
Dodgers. I mean,
Dodgers over Baltimore. Brooks has got Dodgers.
I think they could lose 5 guys, 6 guys, and still be better than everybody. So,
yeah.
But it's baseball. You got to play the games.
Yeah. Look, I think the Dodgers are the shoe-in favorite here for the National League as well. But I'm actually going to go to the Atlanta Braves. I'm really high on the Braves this year. I think they have a big bounce back. Matt Olson and Austin Riley had bad years last year. Ronald Acuna Jr. and Spencer Strider both got hurt in the first week of the season last year. I think all 4 of those guys are potential all-stars who could have bounce back years. And I think adding that much to a team that's already talented, they could absolutely hang in a playoff series with anybody, especially if Strider stays healthy. So I'm going to take the Braves, and I'm going to take them to beat the Texas Rangers in the World Series. I think the Texas Rangers are going to have a big bounce back year as well. Obviously, I want to pick the Orioles just like Brooks, but I'm not going to pick with my heart this year. I picked with my heart last year, and the Orioles lost in the first round of the playoffs. So hopefully I'm going to reverse jinx us here Give
I
me
mean,
ATL over the Texas Rangers.
Orioles need to win a playoff game first.
Yeah.
So
not a playoff series, a playoff game.
A game.
Brian, who do you got?
I like 2 dirt dog teams that have a lot to prove.
Royals
have been screwed by themselves the last couple of years. I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Phillies to win the NL.
Okay,
I like it,
and I will take the Baltimore Orioles.
I think
who's winning?
And I will take the Philadelphia Phillies to win the World Series.
Wow, Phillies over O's.
Phillies were my second favorite for obviously the NL and the World Series. I love the Phillies. I like their team.
Yeah.
One way or another, if that World Series occurs, I'm crying like a baby. It's going to occur.
When you said 2 scrappy teams, I had a small
I thought maybe
suspicion
Royals.
that you were going to take Kansas City over Cincinnati or go.
I mean, as much as we hate, I say we hate the Royals in Baltimore because they keep
beating us in the playoffs.
Well, they just keep ending our hopes and dreams. But I love that team, dude. I really do.
Yeah, they're fun to watch. And Bobby Witt's like the most likable guy.
Play the game the right way. Yeah, they're good. They seem like they seem like the Orioles. I mean, they really do.
Yeah.
So,
what else do we want to hit on anything opening day wise today before we
let's go through Orioles stuff, man. Let's go
I
through
want to hit on one thing before we start ripping off Orioles stuff, and then after baseball stuff, before we transition into basketball, I want to get Bryce on from Canton Local to talk about the business a little bit. Then we can talk about Terps, if that's okay with you guys.
Yep. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, so I just saw that Vladimir Guerrero got offered a new contract by the Toronto Blue Jays right before the season starts to see if there's any kind of leeway. I'm sorry, any kind of traction that we can do, or they can do. I'm wearing blue, and all of a sudden I'm saying we. That they can kind of get him signed. So do we think this is actually a last-ditch ploy, before they go to the trade deadline and maybe need to send him off?
So the reports are that he's looking for $600 million total, and that there were roughly $50 million apart, and that was as of February 17th. They have offered him a new contract. I don't know if it's more money or if it's over less years or if they're giving him more options. I don't know exactly. I don't think we have specifics on that. But the Jays front office has said, quote unquote, I think we're going to sign him. I think we're going to extend him. We have such a clear alignment on the desired outcome. Vlad wants to play his whole career as a Toronto Blue Jay. We want him to end his career in a Blue Jays uniform and be a true legacy player for our team. That's a pretty good place to start. So that's what's coming out today, especially now that we know they're offering him more contracts. I think they want to get this done before the season starts because I don't think they want this distraction at the deadline if they have a decent squad.
I like it.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to get done. Obviously, we'll
I doubt it.
See.
At this point, you've gone this long, and if you stay healthy and you put up numbers in that bandbox that is Toronto, you're going to get paid that money that you want.
Yeah.
Or he can use free agency as leverage, one or the other. I don't know. It's I love Vlad, and we heard Tim Mesa come on and talk to us about what a good dude he was, which makes me love him even more. So It's super quiet, leads by example for anybody who didn't see Tim talk about him. And is by all and like he basically he said he's like a big teddy bear, like he's just the nicest dude in the world.
Yeah.
Why does he feel like a San Francisco Giant at some point or another?
I mean, I think he fits on that team and makes them pretty good.
They've missed out. I said it last year. They missed out on so many pieces, so many people. They had Carlos Correa lined up. And that fell through because of physicals.
They had Arson Judge, remember?
Yeah, they had Judge. They got to come through with this. Then it's went overpaid some shits and gigs.
Yeah.
I don't know if Posey will or not.
Yeah, we'll see. I think let's go through these Orioles specific awards together. You want to do this as a team because we've done everything kind of individually so far on the podcast. You want to do this like as a collective whole, trying to try to come to an agreement here. Does that sound okay to you? So Oriole specific awards, we'll work our way up to most valuable Oriole, and we'll just start on the bottom here. Playoffs. How far do you think we get? How far do you think we're going to go?
And I got to give a shout out. We stole this from Barstool, RDT,
Yes.
however you want to say it.
Yeah. Eric, I believe
we saw him post this. I think he's done this the last couple of years, and they went over this on their podcast this week. I saw him post it on Twitter. Looked awesome. So just wanted to give him a shout out and just let everybody know we stole this from him. But I really like this when he put it out. So
you have to give courtesy where courtesy is due.
Yeah, absolutely. Go check out RDT. He does a bunch of cool stuff.
He's the man.
So yeah, playoffs. How far are we going to go? Let's talk this out amongst ourselves here. Realistically, I think a win for the season is winning a series in the playoffs. I think obviously, delusion would tell us we want to win the World Series. I don't necessarily know if that's going to happen based on the talent in the league. I think ALDS, ALCS range. Where do you guys want to land here?
There's no reason why we cannot win the ALCS with how open this whole thing is.
Yeah.
But again, I said we've said it. We beat it like a drum. It's going to be injury dependent, but it is nice that we have a ton of people sitting there waiting. I just think that the NL has a whole lot more talent to where especially the Dodgers, they can lose a ton of people and still fucking win the whole thing. So
they did last year.
Yeah. And they got Dustin May coming back. They got people coming back that were hurt last year.
They got top end pitchers coming out of their ass.
All right, I'm going to stay on the Oriole ball here instead of going back to the Dodgers.
Yeah,
because I know we can deviate like
ALCS. I don't know if we win the. I think we get to the ALCS. That's my prediction.
Okay. All right, so I think Dustin May becomes an Oriole. No, I'm kidding. But what I firmly believe is that it's ALCS or bust, or Brandon Hyde doesn't come back. Buck Britton's your manager next year. This is an ALCS team. I firmly believe they're going to make it to the World Series because I think they're going to make a trade at the deadline. This is where I wish we had Zach from Pigtown Sports on because he's got all that not inside knowledge, but at least a better. He's got a nose to the grindstone on this one. So. But that being said, we're going to make some sort of move, maybe two, to really bolster this team, and that's why I think we get to at least the ALCS.
Yeah, offensive dependent. I mean, honestly, we just need to have like somewhere in between first half and last in the second half last year, and we're fine. Like that would be an average second half. I just don't see us tanking the way the second half did. So.
And knock on wood, we stay healthy this year. Everything is cyclical. So by the second half of the year, we're healthy as opposed to last year.
I mean, we said it last year. How could it can't get any worse than last year? Knock on wood again.
Yeah.
But seriously, like that was an anomaly. That was an anomaly, and then everybody going cold at the same time for an entire half of baseball. That shit never happens. So.
All right, we'll save the hot take. Let's go to this one. Who gets traded? Let's pick one guy. We can pick one guy each, or we could just talk it out. Who do you think gets moved this year, and what for?
Oh, I got to go reverse. Brooks, go ahead first, man.
I think Mayo gets traded. I think Dylan Beavers gets traded. Who else do I think might get traded?
I think Mayo. That's a good talking point. Let's
Mayo. I think Mayo's going to be the number one pick. I think for all of us.
I think oddball out. Also, disappointing run in the majors last year. Disappointing spring.
And you just got to think they like what they see with Westberg, right? Gunnar, and Holiday playing positions.
And it seems like they're okay with the platoon at first, right? And if not, then Kerstad could end up playing there. And just first base is easier to manufacture than the other positions in the infield. And it just doesn't feel like Mayo's good enough defensively to break through at third, especially with Westberg there being so consistent.
I don't want him.
And we have Urias. I mean, Urias is a great bench player, and we don't want Mayo on the bench. That guy's got to be playing every day.
Well, and that's for him to hit, right? And I'm big on defense, and he if he can figure it out defensively, go for it, right? But like
he's
he just
Mark Reynolds.
he's a liability, man. But I know Mark was good at first when we moved him over there, but Mounty's fucking awesome over there, dude.
Yeah.
He saves a lot of errors that you just don't recognize. And he's obviously a liability at third. Mayo, I'm talking about. Same thing with Santander. Like he was fine last year. He's way better last year than he has been in the past. But he's not going to go track down something. Like he's an average defender, right?
Yeah.
He makes some average balls look a lot like a lot harder catches than they should be.
He's going to be mostly DHing for the Blue Jays, and I think whoever signed him, he was going to be mostly
Should
a
be.
DH moving
Should be.
forward. And that's why it took so long for him to sign in free agency, I think. Yeah, I mean, we can skew away from this because this is kind of talking negatively about our Orioles, guys.
Also, it's very difficult to come up with an answer to this question. Mayo is unhappy.
Yeah.
And we don't really have a place for him. So those are the two biggest things that you can say lead to a trade.
Mm-hmm.
But if the Orioles go into the shitter, knock on wood that they don't,
or injuries,
if they go into the shitter, then you're going to start seeing some guys who are at the end of their contract start getting moved that we're not even thinking about right now.
Yeah.
We think like, okay, this isn't even – why is this even feasible?
Yeah.
So it's very hard to give an answer to this, but Mayo has two distinguishing traits right now that say he's gone.
Yeah, and everybody, I think a lot of Orioles fans on Twitter will say Mounty, but Mounty, everything is in everybody else's, in every other team in the league's court right now. They have the leverage because they know he's a free agent at the end of the year. So why are they going to go out?
Right?
Yes. So why are they going to give up something of value, and we're only going to trade for somebody that's more than likely, unless they're going to be added into a throw-in somewhere. So I just don't see them going. And I hope that this is a contract year and they come out and play. So,
breakout player. I think Jackson Holliday has got to be the answer here. Do you guys agree or disagree?
I disagree. I think it's Heston Kjerstad, and I'm agreeing with Joe Radke. I know Joe's going to jump on this all day. I think it's Heston Kjerstad.
I'm in between the two. I think I would pick Jackson because I think he's going to play them more games. Just because Heston's going to platoon either at first or in the outfield, whatever it's going to be. DH. I think Jackson's going to be more of an everyday player. So I'll pick Jackson here. That's the only reason.
I like that. Biggest surprise. Biggest surprise on the team.
Biggest surprise.
I'm going to go Gary Sanchez. Give me Gary.
Okay.
Backup catcher, baby. Old number
I
99.
hope so.
See, I'm going off the cuff.
Surprise.
Biggest surprise is that Brandon Hyde gets fired and Buck Britton takes us to the playoffs.
Wow. That would be
I think this is supposed to be player based. Biggest surprise.
Oh, my bad.
Biggest surprise season.
I mean, talk about surprising. That would be crazy.
I think I'm with Pigtown here. I think Mounty's going to be the biggest surprise. I think he's going to hit close or over 30 this year.
I think it's actually going to be the how strong Steve Sagano is. I truly believe
that's not
that.
Surprising anybody.
I don't know if that's a surprise, right? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure though.
I feel like foreign players have been bastardized by Shohei Ohtani and a couple of other guys that have come up recently. Because, all right, maybe that's a shitty answer.
No, I just don't. I think a lot of people have high hopes for him right now. That's the only reason I'm giving you pushback here, especially with his spring that he had.
All right, let's just do a couple more here. I think home run leader, best pitcher, and most valuable Oriole. We'll do it in that order. Home run leader on the team. Who do we like? It's got to be Gunnar, I think.
I'm actually going to go with Kurt. I can't because he's not going to play. You know what? I'm going to go off the board here. I'm going to go Westy.
Wow. Okay. Westy getting to 35 homers would be fucking.
I'm going to go Westy.
I'm going to go O'Neal.
Wow. Jacked.
Tiny fella. Every single time we were in spring training, I go,
he is small. Guy. I mean, he's a short guy. He's a little ball. Well,
Cowser 36 from Pigtown. I like that.
Pigtown.
36 homers.
I'd love to see that, man.
That would be awesome. Best pitcher on the team. We can go staff starting staff, reliever, how you want to do it, whatever. Just pick your favorite pitcher, most outstanding pitcher on the Orioles this year. And we're going to be in agreement here. We don't even need to discuss it. It's Steve Sugano.
Well, yeah, he's running the Cy Young. I'm actually going to go a little off the cuff here because of innings eating and the velo is out right now. I'm going to go Charlie Moore.
Okay.
Dean Kramer.
I know that's off the cuff. Dean Kramer's a great call.
Dean Kramer, Charlie Morton. I love this. I'm just making an executive decision. I'm only writing down Steve Sugano for us. All right. Most valuable Oriole. Who's it going to be? I mean, it's got to be either Gunnar or Adley, right?
Last year, you asked me this question, and you asked me Albert Suarez. I would have thought, what bodega does he work at down the street?
If it's not one of those two, then we're not in a good spot.
It could be Jackson Holliday if he lives up to the hype, right? I mean, he's the oddball.
I still think it's got to be Adley or Gunnar or we're not in a good spot.
I'm going to take Adley.
All right, I like that. Yeah, I mean the other ones we can do hot takes and all stars and stuff. We can talk about that throughout the season. I don't have anything prepared. If you have a hot take, go ahead.
We'll do one hot take. Don't worry about all stars. That's a hard one.
You guys want to do one hot take? Do you have a hot take?
I think I just gave it to you that Brandon Hyde gets fired and Buck Britton.
My hot take is that Gary Sanchez is going to be far superior to James McCann last year as a backup catcher.
I think Pigtown just threw his computer or cell phone into the harbor.
He's come around. He's come around on Gary. If you've been watching him.
Yeah.
My hot take is, man, this could be biggest surprise too. I think Seti has a decent year. I think Seti has a pretty damn good year.
Pretty damn good is more hot than decent.
See, and
decent
this
is lukewarm.
This is where I wish we had.
Okay,
Zach.
I should do something that's.
Let's get spicy.
Let me think about it.
Gary Sanchez is Wellington Castillo.
Well, I want to before Brooks. While Brooks thinks here, because I know
Put a number on it, Dusty. What makes Gary Sanchez like? Is it 30 home runs? Like put a number on something.
No, because he's not. He's a backup catcher. He's not going to play that much. I think he's just going to be a better hitter, and I think he'll handle the staff fine for a backup. What do you mean?
Put a number on like his hitting at least.
What do you mean, like an average or home runs or what?
Give me an average home runs. Give me it's got to be a hot take. You know what I mean?
It's a hot take. Let's say he hits 20 homers in 85 games played. Okay,
fair. I like that. I think we all should put a number on it because saying that they're going to be better, like what does that mean? You know what I mean? I think that's. Let me think about it. I think my hot take here is that Charlie Morton wins. Is it a hot take to say that he wins more than 10 games? All right, Charlie Morton wins 15 games this year.
Wow, there you go. That's hot. I love that. 10 is not hot. 15's hot. I love that.
So hot.
All right. Yeah, we got some takes there. Yeah, guys.
A lot of twos. A lot of twos from Pigtown right now.
It is opening day, and we're so excited, especially because we've got the Terps game later too.
That's a very hot
talk about Kyle
Jesus
the league and
Christ.
Out. That's you're on the sun right now, dude. That's hot. That is not happening.
You've left Earth and you're on the sun.
Yeah. You ever heard the story of Icarus?
You're Icarus. All right, I need another beer after that one.
Yeah. All right, I think this is as good a time as ever to bring in our buddy. Are you ready? Yeah. Oh yeah. You want to talk some? How do you want to do this, Brian? Do you want him to go over to you or
Icarus?
I like Icarus reference. Why doesn't he go over there, Dusty, and I'll go ahead and probe him up with a couple questions.
Okay, cool. I'll just
I got pig.
Just sit here. I'll hop off for a sec. That's cool, dude. Yeah. Go ahead, dude. You won't be able to hear obviously with that, dude. So.
What's up?
Right, welcome to the podcast, man. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, welcome to Gary Williams Stole My Lawn Furniture. We got you live from the Canton Local down here. You can see in your screen over there. Thanks for having us, by the way, man.
Absolutely.
There's Dusty right behind me. So obviously, great to be here. Thank you for the merch, even though it's Blue Jays colors and Kansas City Royals colors. So, you want to talk about a little bit of how you came into the business and when you took over the business? You want to start there?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I do want to say thanks, guys, for doing this here. It's awesome. I'm having fun listening. It's actually better to watch it live in person. And I did give him that blue shirt to mess with him, and it took him about 15 minutes to realize it. So it was going to be pink, but no, I went straight up blue to mess with him. So it's also, yesterday was National Brian Day, and you're supposed to love your Brians. So anyway, happy National Brian Day, B.
Thank you. I didn't know that, man. So how did you get into the business, and where did you come from?
Yeah, so I've been in IT for over 20 years. Got tired of sitting on conference calls. Really enjoyed watching other bar managers, bar owners have fun, and I love people. I love talking to new people, and it's just so much fun. So I had this opportunity that came up and swung for the fences, and here we go. So it's been about a year and a half. It's been very successful. Made a lot of changes, and it's just been a blast. We're having fun. We've got a great staff. We don't hold the record anymore, but we were voted best Reuben in the city. And we have specials every single day. We've got really cool things. And first and foremost, we are an O's bar. Every game the sound will be on. We will always be just major sports fans, Ravens obviously too. So yeah, it's we've got game day specials. We've got drinks, food, wings, quesadillas, nachos, all the fun baseball kind of stuff you want to eat and certainly drink.
Well, I appreciate you turning this place around a lot because I remember when I used to live directly across the street. When I say directly across the street, I can literally throw my cell phone and hit my former front door. This used to be a Steeler bar. And they used to be called Nick Devins. Nothing against the Steelers, but we're Ravens people. So
yes, we are. No, this is not a Steelers bar. Will not be.
And then you have a correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you have a good Maryland and U.S. soccer following. You want to elaborate on that if that is a correct statement?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are a big time Maryland bar. If you even just walk by during a Maryland game, you will hear the crowd and the energy. And we do specials for for Maryland games, Yings and Wings, and we are very focused on Maryland sports just because the pride that all of our fans and just show. So yeah. So you mentioned Terps today. I mean, what a big day this is. We got O's and the Terps, and I cannot wait for today. This is going to be a cool, big day for us.
Now, I'm going to put you on the spot here, and this is a question you didn't ever see coming. What are your feelings about the state of Arkansas and anything about Arkansas sports?
I went to Texas A&M, so I do not like Arkansas. Giga Maggies. So Arkansas can suck it.
Yes.
Yes. That's the best part of this podcast so far. That you're about to see a guy named Joe Radke pop up here on the bottom. This is just great. You, me, and all of us.
I'm watching it.
Oh, shit.
So you're I believe I've known you for many a year, probably a decade at this point. I think.
Yep.
You're a Texas A&M fan. You're a
diehard Bronco fan.
Diehard Bronco fan, and you're a Houston Astro fan as well.
I'm an Astros fan, but I grew up in Houston, so yeah, I'm an Astros. We are no longer the Lastros because we were my whole life.
That's true.
Yeah.
You have any specials going on today? And once again, thank you so much for having us here. It's great to have us in the corner and here in Baltimore and Canton, on the corner of Fate and Decker. Come have a good time. You get to see myself. For some weird reason, I'm guest bartending here today. This is going to be ridiculous. Throwing Dustin on the old shoes. So we're going to have a good time with myself, Bryce, and a young man named Abe. But anything you want to add about the business and moving forward, what your foresight is?
Yeah, we're always improving. We're always learning. We're always listening to our crowd, our community, trying to do some cool things. Specials just for game day, just to name a few, like I mentioned, wings, nachos, quesadillas, drinks. We've got, of course, orange crushes, O's bombs, buckets of beer, pitchers. Got all sorts of stuff for the games, also for Terps. And just always looking to improve and just do what we can for our community.
This is absolutely, like, I'm going to speak for Bryce here. This is your neighborhood bar. This is where you come. Everyone's got laughs. Everyone knows each other's first names. Probably knows the first names of their children as well. So it's a great establishment to come hang out. And there are a lot of great establishments in Canton. Chaucer, Pig and Rooster, Speakeasy. I'm forgetting Ellie's. Like, a lot of great places around. Hut. I'm going to leave people out here, obviously, but just come down to Canton, have a good time with everybody, man. It'd be great.
Cool. Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Go O's.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for coming on. Thanks for doing it.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Go Stros.
Go Stros.
I mean, we got
if I had another beer. Thanks, dude. Appreciate
we got a friend of the podcast, Chaz McCormick, playing for the Astros. So
yeah, Chaz McCormick plays for the Astros. Hell yeah, friend of the program.
Chazzy Fizz. Still trying to get him on, but we'll get him on here one of these days.
Yeah. Well, he's awesome because his name's Chaz.
Without a doubt. So I think Brooksy sent out the opening day lineup here.
Oh shit!
Roster.
Oh, the roster.
Okay.
I haven't seen the lineup yet.
Couple of things that have just caught. Thank you, man. Couple of things that have just caught my eye on ESPN as we've been going. UPenn just hired Fran McCaffrey to be their head basketball coach, which I think is crazy.
Interesting.
I think I was at Iowa forever. UPenn was 8-19 last year. Also, rebuilding Flyers. This is ESPN's headline. Rebuilding Flyers fire John Tortorella as their head coach. I knew Brian was going to love that. He's a big John Tortorella guy. So I just figured I would say that. That guy's been fired by a lot of teams.
Before we get into Maryland basketball, and I know we're going there, I want to bring up something. Is British Raven watching?
I haven't seen him yet.
I haven't seen him in the comments. Yeah.
Okay, but if British Raven is watching or ever does watch this podcast, I actually want to bring up soccer for a minute. I watched the a soccer doc called The War for Football. It's on Apple TV. It was stellar. It's 4 episodes. It talks about how the Super League in Europe tried to, basically supersede the Champions League. Killer documentary to watch on Apple TV. I know we try to bring up some shows and watching here and there. So definitely recommend that if you're into soccer. And I know British Raven's always talking about how we need to bring up soccer from time to time. It goes into how Liverpool tried to basically secede from the Union, for lack of a better term.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not a soccer guy, so I haven't paid attention to that. But did watch that Celtic City documentary on HBO. That was pretty.
Oh, whoa! Big news. See, Pigtown's comment.
What we got?
Kettridge is only on the 10-day IL.
Okay.
I mean, I assume that he's going to get pushed because, they said he's not going to be back till, well, he's getting scoped and stuff like that. So technically he could start throwing pretty quickly. It's not like a major surgery really, but Elias came out and said that they weren't expecting him until June or closer to All-Star break, I believe. But 10-day IL is interesting. Why would you? Well, unless I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs with the IL stuff and roster management. So there could be something going on there. I'm sure they'll just put him on the 10-day IL again or something like that once he gets towards the end.
So the interesting things about the roster: Baker is on the team, Mateo is on the team.
Well, I knew Baker was going to be on there.
Yeah, Mateo being on the team, I think is maybe a little bit of a surprise.
I think so. Yeah.
Laureano and Kerstad are the quote unquote 4th and 5th outfielders. Urias obviously was going to make the team, but other than that, it looks pretty chalk. It looks like everything basically what I expected.
I think Mateo is the biggest thing here.
Yeah.
That I can see.
Yeah.
And Henderson is on the.
We'll see what the lineup ends up looking like today. I would imagine we're going to probably get that at some point in the next hour. Maybe we'll be on when that comes out. Maybe we won't. do you guys want to? Do you have any more baseball stuff that you guys want to talk about? Obviously, we're going to be talking about baseball all summer. So
Henderson, Henderson's on the 10-day, which makes the last day against or for the homestand against the Red Sox is when he's eligible to come back.
Okay.
Ketridge is on the 15-day with Rogers and McDermott. Rogers
lineup just dropped.
Let's see, where's that lineup at? Lineup.
I'm going to Rock. I got it.
Rock,
okay, it's here. I'm screen sharing.
It's
we
probably
have the lineup
pretty...
for opening day. It is basically exactly what we thought it was going to be. It's pretty much exactly the same as it was the other day in that spring training game. So we got Cowser leading off in left field. Rushman is hitting second, playing catcher. Westbrook's playing second, which I think is interesting. O'Hearn DHing, O'Neill in right field, Mountcastle at first, Mullins at center field, Urias at third, and Holiday at short with Eflin pitching. This is almost exactly the same lineup as the other day that we previewed, correct?
Hold on. Pete Townsend saying your volume's low. Let me fix it.
Sorry.
It's on my side. Don't fix yours.
Okay. So this is Dusty, your volume's low.
That's me. I just fixed it.
Okay. This is the lineup we saw the other day that we were talking about on the podcast. We figured it was going to look something like that. The Orioles usually do play that last spring training game with the same lineup that they're planning on using for opening day, or at least a similar one. So the only thing that's interesting is that Urias is playing third and Westbrook's playing second. Maybe they just feel more comfortable with that to start.
Well, Urias is way better at third in terms of him.
Westbrook's more versatile and young. So
obviously Westbrook is better at third, but Urias is more comfortable at third and Westbrook and at second. I mean, that makes sense.
Yep. This is awesome though. It's really nice seeing this lineup. I love getting in the season and getting these lineups and seeing them every day and sending them to your friends and being like, what the hell is Hyde thinking? Doing that kind of stuff. It's awesome doing that stuff every day. Just because we love baseball and we love the grind of it and we love watching all this shit. So it's really nice to see the lineup. I'm excited about the team. Obviously, big glaring hole with Gunnar Henderson not in the lineup, but still,
he's hitting. He's hitting.
Yeah.
He's down. He was getting at bats yesterday, the last couple days. He's swinging. So everything's pointing towards that he will be back that last game against the Red Sox in the home series. No reason.
Sorry, guys. I just came from the bathroom. Any surprises here?
No. It's basically the same thing we broke down the other day. The thing, what do you think about Holiday hitting ninth versus Mullins? Obviously it doesn't make that much of a difference, but I think Mullins is kind of perfect for that 9-hole. Maybe they're just trying to take the pressure off Holiday. What's your take on that?
I mean, who are you switch them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I think it's the same thing. Yeah.
This could be first full season in the show, starting off slow and then let him work his way up.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Here's your DL stuff or IL stuff.
Yeah. This is the stuff that we had on the DL here. Okay. I'll stop sharing just so we can all get back on the screen here. Brooks, can you fix this? There we go. Perfect. Anything else on baseball before we move on quickly to football, and then we'll talk about the Sweet 16?
I feel like I had something, but I don't know. We'll do some cleanup at the end.
Okay. Let's just do quickly football because it's going to take 2 seconds. I want to talk about Russell Wilson to the New York Giants, 1 year, $21 million, 10.5 guaranteed. After they signed Jameis Winston to a 2-year, $8 million deal. I think a lot of people expected that they were going to be taking Shadur Sanders in the draft. This obviously makes us think otherwise. What do you guys think about Russ Wilson to the Giants? I don't think that they're going to be a super viable team anyway. Do you guys think differently than me? Brian?
This screams draft flexibility. They have 2 insurance policies with Jameis Winston and with Russell Wilson. It also allows them to have better, them being the head coach and GM, which I still think was a terrible decision not to let them go. So now you're seeing moves made by a desperate franchise to have players that can help you win now, as opposed to drafting somebody with the third pick. Now, this is a very bad quarterback draft. I understand that. But you're seeing a desperate team, desperate coach, and a desperate GM making moves because they know their jobs are on the line. If they don't most likely make the playoffs, they're gone. So I think it's a terrible decision. And by the way, I didn't know there was a difference between guaranteed and fully guaranteed until yesterday.
It's bullshit.
So weird.
I didn't know. I just thought guaranteed meant guaranteed.
You would think, right?
Yeah.
But fully guaranteed means you get the whole boat. Obviously, guaranteed.
So that's like the questionable of guaranteed.
Yeah.
So I don't like the move at all whatsoever. I think this means they're going to be in the defensive end market from I'm blanking on his name right now. The defensive end market from Penn State, where they're going Travis Hunter with the third pick.
Yeah, I think it's Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter if they're there. Hopefully for them, the quarterbacks get taken early in the draft. I don't think they've gotten the production they necessarily wanted out of Kayvon Thibodeau. I know they traded for Brian Burns last year, and they gave up a lot for him, so they're going to be probably banking on him pass rush wise. But I think either Hunter or Carter falls to them, they're going to be scooping that up, or they're going to be trading back. I agree. I think it's the job. This is kind of a contract to save the job of the coach and the GM, and not looking forward for the franchise. You know what I mean? Because look, it's their job, or I mean, like, they get one chance at this, and like the GM's kid said last year on Hard Knocks, you only get one shot at this. I think you should just take the quarterback. And look, it would have worked out for him, but obviously they're in the situation they're in, and I don't think this makes them a contender this year. I think this just keeps them afloat, and it buys the GM a little bit more time if they're able to go 8-8. You know.
And before Brooks even starts here, and I heard everything you just said, Dusty, I do not want to hear these damn people who say if you draft a rookie quarterback, you get a little bit of leeway as a coaching staff or as a GM. Do me a favor. Take a mirror and go over to Chicago Bears and look at Matt Eberflus, see where he is right now, because currently he has an offensive coordinator job now. He's no longer a head coach of Chicago Bears because he screwed over Caleb Williams. You draft Shedeur Sanders, when you drafted Cam Ward, then you screw it up, you're gone. So see you later. So that's why they went with these moves.
I think Jameis should be the starter.
Without a doubt.
I mean, bar none. I mean, it's. I feel like that's a no-brainer in my mind. I think. I don't know. I still go back to. I just don't think Dable's that bad of a coach. I think he's gotten screwed by his GM, to be honest with you. The last couple years. He's had nothing, man. Like, he's just in the year that he hadn't like the most talent, he beat the Ravens and he went to the playoffs. Like, and then they trade away his best player, and I don't know. I feel bad for the guy. I hate putting all the blame on Dable because that GM is just a fucking clown. Yeah, in my opinion. But I've everything I heard from. So I'll say this. I got some drinks with a lot of the Giants media in while the draft or while the combine was going on here, and apparently they are 100% dead set on Abdul Carter. So I'll just throw that out there.
Fair enough.
What do we think about this Stephon Diggs deal? 3 years, 69 to the Pats. Obviously trying to help out Drake May there. I think they were kind of hoping they were going to get Ronnie Stanley and or T. Higgins this offseason. Obviously, neither of those came to fruition for the Patriots. Obviously, just tough to get free agents to go to New England. Now that Belichick's gone, now that Brady's gone. Drake May seems like he could take a step forward. They get Stephon Diggs. They get him a ball securer over the middle. It's only $26 million of the $69 million here is guaranteed, which I thought was interesting. Stephon Diggs obviously coming off of that ACL tear, I believe. So what do you guys think about this? Does this improve the Pats' situation in their division at all, or do you still think they're kind of going to be middling or rebuilding this year? What do you guys have on that?
Well, the Patriots made great strides with all the additions they made this year, but Stephon Diggs has been known to be a great team player. So I don't like this deal at all. He's the ultimate. He's the new diva. He's the new Chad Johnson. You know, Chad Johnson's a great person. And I understand Stephon Diggs is hurt, but I don't like the deal.
I like it.
It's a 1-year deal, by the way. It really is.
Yeah, it's basically a 1-year deal. I like it with the incentive structure that they have in it. I like it a lot because why am I blanking on? Josh Allen comes out quite a bit even after he left, saying that Stephon Diggs did a lot and contributed a lot to his development into an NFL quarterback from when he sucked as his freshman year, whatever you want to call it. He gives him a lot of credit in his growth and development. So I could see this being a similar thing. And I also think that with Vrabel being there, if any of that bullshit comes up, he'll squash that bullshit pretty quickly. This is the kind of guy that he needs to play under. I can't speak highly enough about Vrabel. If we didn't have Harbaugh right now and we were looking for a coach, if I was a team that was looking for a coach and looking to turn around a franchise, Vrabel, I would have went all out, balls out for Vrabel. I think he's a culture setter. I think he knows how to win. I think he knows how to coach. So I would give him the keys. I love Vrabel.
All out, balls out. That's quite a sentence there. Statement.
Balls out.
All right. Yeah. I think let's finish this podcast up with our last topic of the day, which is going to be.
By the way, I heard a great mock draft alliteration statement. Rock out with your mock out. Like that.
She sounds hot.
Last topic of today is going to be the Sweet 16 and just the Maryland basketball situation in general.
It could take a while.
Yeah, it could.
I think it's all. It's a shame.
Why are we getting echoes again?
I don't know.
Dusty, turn your echoes up.
Turn my echoes up.
I don't know.
Hello.
Try something different.
Hello.
No, it's more dust. It's more him. It's more Brian coming into your mic.
Okay. Maybe he's just too loud of a guy.
No, you're good.
Yeah, didn't hear that at all.
Good to see you.
It's so good to see you. All right. Let's just go through the Terp stuff that's been leaking on Twitter. Basically, if you guys aren't in the loop, which some of you may not be, there's a good chance. As of yesterday morning, Kevin Willard was still almost certainly staying in Maryland, based on all the reports that we were getting from the insiders, people who are close to the situation, synonyms. At this point, it seemed like last night something flipped or something happened during the day yesterday. And now all the insiders are getting information that Kevin Willard is almost certainly going to be going to coach Villanova. I don't think it really matters how far the Terps go. I think there was a lot of discussion on Twitter last night that I saw that if we somehow beat Florida tonight, which is unlikely, but we have a chance, obviously. There was a lot of discussion on Twitter as to whether or not Kevin Willard would even coach the game against Florida. This is all hearsay because we don't have any concrete information about Kevin Willard going to Villanova, but all of the reports indicate some this way. So generally in this situation where there's smoke, there is fire. The worst part about all of this for me is the timing of it. This happened the night before the biggest game that the Terps are going to play in years. We've been to 2 Sweet 16s in the past 22 years. And on the eve of one of our biggest games in a decade, we have all of this bullshit coming out about how our coach is leaving after all of this bullshit already came out last week about our AD leaving and going to SMU. It's so frustrating. And I wrote on the notes, someone talked me off the ledge. What is going on with Maryland basketball? This feels like a turning point and not in a good way.
Who wants to lead this one off?
Obviously, I don't want you to, because I feel like hell and brimstone are coming out of your face here in a minute.
I'm angry.
We can tell your face is so red, but that's normally the case, especially when you get a couple Coors lattes in you.
Yeah, if I have a couple beers, my face does get a little flush.
I'm just so pissed because we love this team. We love this season. We love everything about how the fan base is getting back behind Maryland basketball. And then you have this shit, and it all has to do with NIL and how it's the Wild Wild West and how our AD kind of sucked as a AD. I don't know if he sucked as a person, but
he does. Did you see all the Georgia shit that happened?
Who suffers from all this? It's the fans
and the university.
It's disheartening, and I'm going to watch the game with a little bit of malice in my heart, kind of hoping that Maryland loses by 30 points. And I don't want them to. I want them to win. But it's like, with all this shit going on because a bunch of adults don't know how to act more mature than children, that's pretty depressing.
I'll say this. I was pretty pumped about how Willard forced out our AD because I hated the AD. I was like, all right, that's a good way to get a lot of Maryland fans on your side, because a lot of Maryland fans do not like him. And now there's a whole lot more coming out on top of it. I mean, this could leave the Maryland program in shambles pretty badly. Obviously, we're going to lose 3 guys indefinitely, being seniors and going to the NBA. The other 2 are rumored to possibly going with him, if you're reading all the insider stuff, to wherever he goes if he leaves. It's just not good. There's going to be nothing. There's going to be no AD. There's going to be new revenue sharing. There's going to be no head coach. All the other top prospect head coaches have been signed, unless you're going to go buy out an extension for Tony Skin or whatever people were speculating after that whole deal went down. It is you're doing this during the first Sweet 16 run in 20 years, 22 years, whatever it is.
No, 2016.
It's the second. I mean, I should say the second in 22 years. It's just, this whole situation has been handled terribly. The way he's gone about this has been fucking terrible as well. Loxley coming out saying some bullshit too pissed me off as well. Yeah, everything about this makes me not want to be a Maryland fan anymore.
So we funnel all of our money into football when we're a basketball school, clearly a basketball school, and we funnel all of our money into football. We hire a coach in Mike Loxley, who's, by the way, 13-35 in Big Ten play as the Maryland football coach. Is that good?
Let me check.
I don't think so.
No.
No, it's fucking ridiculous. And if all of this is stemming over the fact that we don't have enough money because we're putting too much into football, which is what a lot of people seem to be thinking,
it's just all going to change.
It's just
all going to change
ridiculous.
Here soon too. Anyway, with revenue sharing.
I totally agree with what you said, Brooks. Like, we're going to be kind of in shambles. Like, we're going to have no AD, no coach, no fucking players because they're all going to leave. I just don't get it. It's the most excited I've been about a Maryland basketball team since like 2016, which is almost 10 years ago, by the way. And I can't watch the game tonight with a smile on my face because I don't even fucking want them to win. It's ridiculous. Like,
imagine what's going to happen if they go to the Elite Eight, like the week leading up to that, or not the week. I guess they would play Saturday, right, for the Elite Eight, and then they play Final Four next week.
Yeah, the way this whole thing's been handled has been a complete shit show. It drives me fucking insane.
And I see a lot of Villanova fans coming out saying, like, I don't even know if I want this guy at this point. And then if he comes back to Maryland, all the Maryland fans are like, fuck this dude.
Yeah.
He's just ruined his reputation at this point.
There's no win here because, I mean, look, even if you're not a Willard guy,
his wallet, that's about it.
I think there's a lot of people who aren't Willard guys. And I understand, like, he probably paying him as a top 10 coach in the NCAA may be a little bit aggressive, but at this point, what is your option if you're the Terps? What do you have? What can you do? I just don't know what are your other options, because I mean the coaching carousel is all but over. Portal Combat's about to start. By the way, I saw that on the internet
today. I think
Portal Combat
today. I believe right. I think it starts today or Monday, one or the other.
Yeah.
The petulant children are the advanced age people wearing ties,
and then
the actual adults in the room are the people that are on the court and playing and shooting moves, and it's disgusting. But maybe this is a product of the NIL, and this is a product of Ed O'Bannon and Sonny Vaccaro getting this changed over. The students and student athlete is a fucking worthless topic. Worthless thing.
Well, it's changing again. It's not NIL anymore. It's going to change. I hate to break it to.
They didn't go to the courts. They didn't do any of this stuff. It's bullshit.
Well, I mean, NIL is going to change to revenue sharing here in a second, in a couple weeks anyway. Like, everyone expects it to go through. It's just, I'm so pissed off about, like, he's stolen all the thunder from this tournament about this whole fucking thing.
For Christ's sake, Derek Queen hit a buzzer beater to send us to the Sweet 16, our second in 22 years, and we're talking about our fucking coach going to Villanova. Sorry, I'm cussing, guys.
He took the wind out of everyone's sails.
It drives me insane. It's crazy. Like, why is this happening the night before we play a Sweet 16 matchup against one of the best teams in the country? Like, this could be an awesome day for the Terps. Van Gundy and Kevin Harlan are calling this game. This is a massive game.
Yep.
And like, all the players after the game had to come over and hug Willard while he's being interviewed, saying, "This is our coach." Like, don't you?
And apparently he's told all the kids have come out and said that he's staying. Like, he's told us he's staying. And then if he leaves, are you fucking kidding me? And then they're reading all this. You're going to tell me they're not reading all this on the internet right now? And they're probably like, this fucking dude, right? I saw somebody put on there like, hey, let's just fire him tonight and bring in somebody, fly Gary out there right now and lead him to the promised land.
That would be awesome.
Watch out for your lawn furniture if that happens.
Oh, dude.
Oh man, we would go berserk. He doesn't even have to do anything. Just sit on the sidelines and just fucking cheer.
Just do this thing. This is what
Gary out there.
Yeah, just go. Push the ball. Push the ball.
Just go like that. Yeah.
Gary loves pushing the ball.
Yeah.
Mr. Splash is out there spraying him so he looks even more sweaty than he normally is. Like,
oh, yeah.
Great.
Oh, man. Who would win in a sweat off, him or Sean Miller?
Dude, sweat off comp.
Two of the sweatiest dudes ever.
I don't know. I was super pissed last night, and I'm like, this is a no-win situation unless wherever he goes next year, if he leads them to the national championship game, like, he doesn't even have to win, maybe even Final Four. That's the only way he'd get back in the good graces wherever he went. Like, or else he's just not like Turgeon left because we were too hard on him, because Maryland fans were too hard on him. Could you imagine what's going to happen to Willard after this? People were coming to Turgeon's house and like fucking with him and his family. Like, people are going to go nuts. It's not cool. But Maryland, you know what's going to, like, I guarantee you shit's probably starting to hit the fan right now.
Well, to go off that topic, I was watching McAfee yesterday when he was interviewing LeBron. I guess he recorded yada yada. McAfee brings up like something about how Derek Queen was talking to LeBron, how Derek Queen hit that buzzer beater, and he was like, "Give me the fucking ball from Baltimore" or something like that. And McAfee goes, "That's one of those cities where like someone goes, 'Where are you from?' You're like, 'I'm from Baltimore.' They're like, 'Okay, cool. We're just gonna leave it there.'"
Yeah, what gave you the confidence? And you say I'm from Baltimore. You're like, I got no more questions.
Yep, I got you.
And even LeBron was like, one of my best friends, Carmelo Anthony, is from Baltimore, and I get it. I get it.
Couple things coming through the Twitter sphere. Jimmy Seafood tweeted 26 minutes ago. Happy hour extended through the conclusion of tonight's Terp game. Everyone is invited except for Kevin Willard. I thought that was hilarious. Also, Rockabako just tweeted Gunnar Henderson will begin a rehab assignment with Norfolk. They play Durham tomorrow. So I would assume that means Gunnar is going to be playing against Durham tomorrow. If not, he'll be playing at some point in the next week. But he's going to be starting the season with them. Yet. We know. Huh?
They're down in like extended spring training or whatever. I mean, yeah.
Whatever they're doing. He's playing against Durham tomorrow for the Tides. It looks like or at some point this week. So those are just a couple of things that came through the Twitter sphere while we were ranting about Kevin Willard. I just wanted to make sure that we were up to date. Sweet 16 predictions. Do you guys have any upsets? Do you think Arkansas is going to keep going? Do you think the Terps have a chance tonight? The line has moved otherwise, so it doesn't seem like the Terps have much of a chance. Any just last thoughts on the Sweet 16 before we move into call-ins, because we got to wrap up here in the next 10 or 15 minutes.
I actually like Arkansas in the game against Texas Tech.
Me too. Me too. I like
coach.
them.
Do you have any analysis, or you just like them because you like the colors, or what?
No, purely because of the coach. Yeah, I'm going to take the coach. When it comes down to
coach.
It's all about matchups and who's been there.
Coach, they're hot. Texas Tech has a guy that's questionable for tonight in their starting lineup. It seems like everything's kind of swinging Coach Cal's way and Arkansas's way.
Which mascot wins in a fight? Red Raider or Razorback?
I'm going to Raider. He probably has a weapon.
Yeah, and opposable thumbs.
Yeah, that usually does it.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Got some of these guys.
Yeah. I mean, 100 Razorbacks versus 100 Red Raiders. Maybe we're talking a different story. We got to talk weapons here. But anyway. This is a stupid conversation. All right, guys. We have a call in right now from our boy Pigtown Sports. Zach, I don't know if you're ready to come on the stage, but you better get ready because you're here now.
He's driving.
He's on 695 or something. What's up, Zach? How you doing, buddy?
What's up? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
We
got
it. Yeah.
Man, opening day. Who's ready?
I'm so
sick of talking about the Terps.
Yeah.
Zach, I'm pretty disappointed. I'm pretty disappointed. I didn't see any of you guys eating a hot dog.
Give it time.
Ooh, that's a good.
There's going to be several hot dogs consumed today. Don't worry.
All anally and no buns.
Jesus Christ.
What you can't see here, Zach, is that I'm not wearing pants. All you can see is that I'm wearing a blue shirt.
Hey, if you're not wearing pants, I'm not wearing pants.
Yeah, where are you driving back from? Are you on 695 right now? Or were you?
No, I'm getting on 32 down to Annapolis.
This guy's in Fort Meade.
What
are you doing there? Anyway, Zach, did you see the lineup today? What are you excited for in the pitching matchup today? Any thoughts on opening day in general? You don't have to be specific. Just wanted to get your take.
I'm pretty excited about it. Bria's usually pitching against the O's pretty good early. I think it's going to be a pretty solid matchup. Hopefully, Eflin's on his game. I expect. I shouldn't say expect. I'm hoping for 4+ home runs hit today. I don't love for 3 of them to go off Jeff Hoffman. That'd be awesome. But I think Calzer comes away with 2 hits. I think Holiday comes away with 2 hits. I think Mountcastle goes yard at least once. For some reason, it's inevitable. Brian O'Hearn's going to have some big 2-out, 2-strike RBI, runners in scoring position. I think they're going to start off on the right foot today, get all the fans going. I think Codify came out this morning. Since they started keeping track, the Orioles actually have the best opening day record in baseball with a 19-8 record.
And you said you think O'Neal's going to go yard ball as well. I mean, he's 5 straight right now.
I think because more and more people are talking about it. I don't know
He's
if he
gonna
gets
try.
it today.
Yeah.
He might try. I know a lot of bets are on him to do it. I don't. It's one of those karma things, you know. I don't know if he gets it done today.
And then the Nose fans are gonna hate him forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch him strike out 3 times today.
Oh,
I hope he gets a ball into Kevin Willard's head.
Is that actually official?
It's
No,
not.
it's not.
It's not official, but it's
Okay.
it's to be believed, as according to basically everyone who's talking on Maryland Twitter. So, take that for what you
Could
will.
you imagine if we ran this guy to town? It was.
Dude, it's just a no-win situation for him at this point. I
what do
mean,
you guys think?
I just see a lot of Villanova fans that are pissed now too.
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything positive is going to come out of this situation, especially on our side. But anyway, it's opening day. We don't need to talk about the Terps at length, obviously, because it seems like they're kind of in dire straits, and the Orioles are starting.
I wanted to ask you, what do you think about this Ketridge 15-day DL that you sent over?
Yeah, what is up with that?
I'm excited. So I remember reading right after his surgery that they said
It was
the
just
swelling,
a scope, right?
They said the swelling wasn't as bad as they anticipated, so he felt like he would be able to get back into routine a lot faster.
Nobody said he's throwing yet, right?
Not yet, but I mean, even a 60-day is what, the end of May?
It's a long time, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're only at 15, obviously he's not coming back in 15, but if he's not 60, could we see him earlier than expected? Well, that's what I'm excited about.
They obviously have hope for it.
Right.
Yeah, that was interesting. When you sent that over, I was real surprised.
Me too. I got so surprised I didn't even read the part where it said 15. I stopped at 10.
Yeah, either one.
Do we have win predictions for the years, boys?
Oh, we didn't do that. How about Pigtown? We need your win prediction. And also, I got a question. Did we steal your home run thing? Are you guys doing a home run thing?
You guys.
You there?
Can you hear us?
There we go. Yeah, I am driving past Fort Meade, so I probably am losing you.
I told you. I knew it.
We're probably getting tracked. Yeah,
I know Route 32 like the back of my hand.
We don't like the Russians. All right,
no Russian. The Orioles over under on DraftKings for wins is 87.5. Do you like the over? Do you have a win number in your mind that you like, Zach?
I keep saying 93. I mean, I think we're a good ball team. I think Brian said it earlier. I think they make a move at the deadline, and not just one, probably 2, maybe more. I mean, they made 6 last year or something like that. I think they're going to address the bullpen situation if it doesn't work out in the first half. I think they're trying to probably let the guys that they have earn their money, and if it just doesn't work out, they'll go from there. But
got to.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can't just buy a whole bunch of people at once and then just tell the other guys to kick rocks.
Yeah. No,
I guess you said 93. I'm going to go 90.
Yeah.
That's going to be my number.
Dusty, you're on mute, dude.
I think 91 games is fair. I think 87.5 is the total. I think that's a little low. We won 91 games last year. I think that we should be looking right around that number again this year. So or even better. I can't imagine. Everything kind of went wrong last year, and we still got to 91. So I like it. I like that 87 over 87 number. I think that we get there. I know the division's better. I know the Red Sox are definitely better, and the Rays will be improved this year. But I still think we'll get to that number.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
I mean, the division is better, but they're all hurt too. I mean, just like us. So, I mean, the only healthy team right now really is Toronto.
Yeah, and they're the team that's 12-1 to win the division.
Yeah.
Yeah, and after we forget about 2 years ago. I mean, I know a lot of things went right for us 2 years ago. But I just think this team is better than the team 2 years ago, and I think the division has come down a little bit, since last year to this year. I don't see there's any reason why we don't win 93, 94 games. And like Dustin said, everything went wrong, not only injury wise, but just you saw the second half. Even our dudes, like some guys were hurt, even while they were still playing. It was just everything that could go wrong went wrong last year in the second half, and I just don't. And again, we won 91 games, I believe. So I just don't see why. There's no reason, especially with guys that are still getting more experience, that should be doing nothing but getting better. So 90, I would say 93, 94 would be my prediction. I still think it's going to be above that, but that's going to kind of be my prediction just to be safe.
Yeah, I mean, we had 15 total injuries last year. I think we blew 14 or 16 saves. I mean, like you said, everything went wrong, and they lost the division by 3 games with an abysmal season. What it felt like, but they were still right there.
Westberg goes down, one of our main dudes. I mean, Adley obviously gets hurt and has the abysmal second half. If he's half of, like I said it earlier, if he's half of what he was in the first half, we win 95. I mean, it's stupid shit like that. Obviously, Felix being out the whole year. I mean, that's a huge deal. How many games did we? He said it. Pigtown said we blew 16 saves, and having Felix there could have probably made up for a quarter to half of those. Hopefully,
and also teams play you differently too, right? They say like, hey, we can take this team to the 9th. Like we then they have more confidence in the 9th. Now, like with Felix back there, with Cano back there, especially when Kitchers comes back, and our bullpen depth. I mean, I think teams are going to start being like, shit, we got to get these guys by the 4th or 5th inning or we might be in trouble. You know what I mean? And the mindset totally changes. The at-bats totally change. So I think that is I think if Felix comes back and he's able to be, even 80% of what he was just this year coming back, I think that's a huge difference for the team.
Uncle Charlie running it up to 96 has me a little bit aroused.
I love that. All right, Zach. Yeah, I know we know you're driving, so we're gonna let you hop off here. We're gonna get Joe in here for our last call of the day, and then we're gonna finish up the pod. So, Zach, thank you for joining us. Everyone, go check out Pigtown Sports if you haven't already. It's opening day, so this is baseball season. Let's fucking go.
Catch you later,
buddy. You're on mute, Brian.
Brian, you're on mute. Yeah.
Keep his ass muted.
He's always muted. We have echo problems today, so we're trying to go mute back and forth. So if we're doing that today, sorry about that, guys. We have echo problems. But anyway, Joe is in here. Joe, you are our most loyal listener. What is going on? How are you doing? How's opening day going for you?
Joe, does a Razorback have opposable thumbs or just a really big snout?
What? Oh well.
I got thumbs that are like toes, so I don't really know much about thumbs.
Don't all big thumbs look like toes, buddy?
No, I mean mine are really short and stubby, like terrible, just horrible. They called me No Toe Joe in high school because they thought my toes were on my hands.
That's awesome.
That's your podcast name, No Toe Joe.
I'll take it.
Oh shit! How you feeling? I saw it was International Joe Day yesterday, and now today's International Brian Day.
No, you got it reversed. It's International Joe Day today, and International Brian Day yesterday.
Nerds.
Yeah.
Is there an International Brooks Day?
Maybe there should be.
Doubt it.
There might be a Baltimore Brooks Day, but I don't think the Brooks population in Maryland is much higher than the rest of the country, I think.
It's coming up, dude. I've met more Brookses over the past year and a half than I have in my entire life.
I mean, there might be one in Arkansas because Brooks Robinson's from Little Rock.
Yeah.
There you go. That's true.
So, I mean,
you have any other Arkansas facts for us today, or you have any thoughts on opening day in general? Where are you going to be watching the game?
I will be watching it from the house. I left early, so we're fixing to get home and
hell yeah,
crack a beer and watch the game and go straight to basketball.
Yeah, when's Arkansas play?
unfortunately after Maryland at like 9:15 my time.
Oh,
So
you're gonna be sleepy.
it sucks. But yeah, I was supposed to be off
You
tomorrow.
work for Red Bull. You shouldn't be sleeping.
Yeah, I don't sleep very much, unfortunately. But it's old dogs and housework keeps me busy. But yeah, I was supposed to be off tomorrow, but since I was out sick for 4 days, I had to cancel that day. But I am on vacation next week, so I will be taking in a bunch of baseball all week next week.
I don't like the fact that I've been siding with you a lot, Joe, recently, in terms of liking Arkansas, liking whatever the heck you like. I don't even know what it is, chili dogs, whatever it may be. So we gotta keep this war going.
Okay, I'm down with that. I mean, Rocco's been a heel with me for 3 years now, so.
Look at this Huckleberry that just walked in the door.
Oh, look at that. Mr. Mary.
Oh, Chris Merrick's here. The tall guy.
Don't hit your head on
he is.
Don't hit your head on the fucking ceiling. Christ.
Huh? Where's your beer? I don't know. He's right there. He walked in. I'm looking at Instagram.
We've got Vanderbilt, Vandy, and baseball this weekend in Nashville, so it's going to be a series.
Oh, speaking of Vandy, are the Astros just Vandy Jr. at this point? They got Kumar, Rocker, and Jack Leiter in their rotation this year?
That's the Rangers.
That's the Rangers.
Yeah. And they have DeGrom. That could be a high upside.
Well, the White Sox are just Razorback North with.
Can you stop it with the White Sox thing?
Hey,
I'm sorry, Joe.
Everybody loves a lovable loser. Come on. I mean, the Cubs were the lovable losers forever.
They lost like 120 games last year, dude. So they were the worst team since the 1918 Cleveland Spiders.
Cleveland Spiders. That's a better name than the Guardians.
The Orioles lost 110 games in 2021 and turned it around the next year.
That's true. Rio Ruiz. We'll never forget those
we
days.
actually fielded a major league team that year. We actually didn't have Ronald O'Neill batting for us in the cleanup spot.
Felix P.A. would have been the 3-hitter on that team.
Just because the White Sox have had 6 pitchers with Tommy John in like 2 weeks doesn't mean they're not going to compete. I mean, those guys tear their elbow ligaments just to stop playing for the White Sox, for Christ's sake.
Same thing with Jordan Montgomery, right?
I know we're having fun with this, and I know we got to stop here shortly, but Joe brings up a good point about Tommy John. I read an article the other day, and I forget, I would love to give courtesy to where it's from. There's a new form of Tommy John surgery. So it's still calling it Tommy John, but it's got a quicker recovery time. But Brooks, this is something that you'd probably be very interested in.
It's Tyler Wells. It just depends on the extent of the injury. Really, is what it comes down to.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me give you a quick fact, and then I got to run.
All right, go ahead, Joe.
Here we go. Joe's Arkansas facts are killer.
There's a new song.
You muted yourself. There you go.
I got a call. A call came in. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm trying to run. A new song comes out today about the shooting of the Johnny Cash water tower in Kingsland, Arkansas, when the man shot the tower and put a hole right in where Johnny Cash would be peeing and emptied the water tower. So it was an interesting event. A couple years ago, the guy got a felony for shooting out the water tower in a spot where it leaked, looking like Johnny Cash was pissing on the city he was born in.
That's awesome, by the way.
There's a song out today on the 27th. I don't have the name of her written down, but I put it up a few days ago on Instagram. It was pretty funny.
That's awesome. That's incredible. That might be the best Arkansas fact ever.
But yeah, look it up.
Water tower to make it pee, so it looked like Johnny Cash peeing off of it.
Yeah, Kingsland, Arkansas water tower. Look it up. It was pretty funny. He got a felony, and now he lives in Alaska because he doesn't want to be around here.
Yeah. You see it, Dusty, you're still on mute again.
Joe,
All right,
I'm really speechless, but
I got to run,
that
guys.
was interesting.
Enjoy your day, buddy.
Good luck, Arkansas. Good luck,
Happy
Arkansas.
opening
Go
day.
Hogs! Well, if we go Saturday, we got to do this. We got to.
Hell
We
yeah.
gotta do a
I'm
watch-along.
pulling for the Hogs. I might be pulling for the Hogs more than Maryland. I don't know at this point. So
We got to do a watch along with the boys from
If
Arkansas.
if it comes down to that, and it's the Hogs
We'll
versus
fi-
Maryland,
we'll figure
one,
something
we're
out.
Very happy, but we'll figure something out.
yeah.
But I got to run,
All right.
guys.
See you, buddy.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Appreciate it. All right, guys. That has been our opening day edition of Gary Williams Stole My Lawn Furniture. We're 10 minutes past the time here, guys, but thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. Hopefully you guys can tail our picks. Hopefully you guys like the content, and we once again appreciate all of our followers and listeners very much. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and letting us do this, because we get to do a lot of cool shit that a lot of people don't get to do. So
Yeah, we get to have some fun. Should we chug a beer
we
to
had
end
some
this?
fun. Oh yeah, do we Bryce, would you like to chug a beer with us to end this? Or do a
I
shot?
think Brian, by the way. Well, I guess no, Brian will be there. There's a dude on Twitter that wants to check out the club that I might be bothering you about. Just giving you a heads up.
That's fine.
that's
And
cool.
it's gonna be next week. Next week sometime.
That's totally fine. But just let me know. I got to get Zach from Pigtown. I got to Venmo him $40. I'm taking Tyler O'Neill to
Click.
hit a home run today. I picked the click. I want to say this. Thank you to Bryce and to Mike. Michael Pensy, for Canton Local. They're the owners here. They are rock star people. Just thank you for having us here. I'm going to be guest bartending here today to have a little fun with opening day in the Maryland game. We're gonna chug a beer here in a second, and I think Bryce might do a shot with us.
Here, does he want to call in and be on another camera, or does he want to be on with you?
Nah, he's kind of running around getting everything set
All right,
up for
all right.
the festivities for today. So we're just gonna do a real quick one. But I can't wait to see. It's great seeing Dusty. I don't know if Dusty's hanging out for a while or not, but I know you're probably meeting friends.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna plan on watching the Oriole game at the club, and then I'm gonna go back to my buddy Mitch's house to watch the Terps game, because I got a doctor's appointment in the morning and I don't want to be deathly hungover. So,
Fair enough. All right, so let's cheers to opening day, and we always talk about mental health. How about this? Today is a good mental health day because we have Terps basketball, we have Orioles opening day, we have a lot of friends around each other, and to Canton Local, thank you very much for having us.
and cheers especially to Canton Local. Thank you very much for having us and letting us do
On
the podcast
the
here.
corner of Fate and
Decker.
Decker.
Fate
If
and
you guys
Decker, yes.
If you guys
If
are looking for it, Fate and Decker.
Yeah, if you want a place to watch opening day in the Terps today, this is the spot. And slancha. Ooh, beer 4 went better than beer 1 did. That's for sure.
Oh,
I should have put this in a glass.
Milk was a bad choice.
it was-